So on your calculator, go to Stat, Edit. If you have numbers in your list, go ahead and clear your list. So go up to L1 and L2 and press Clear and then Enter. And it'll clear those lists for you. So we're putting in the distance in for our X. So if you look at that table on your paper, we have 15, 200, 290, and 520. Okay, on our Y values, we have 1,600, 15,000, 24,000, and 40,000. Okay, like I said, this is the point where you make sure your table matches the table on your paper. So check it. Okay, it looks good. All right, now what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a regression model for linear. Okay, you can see in the problem, it says state which model, linear or quadratic, best fits the data. So you have to find the linear and quadratic regression model. Okay, so let's press Stat, right arrow to Calc. Let's get the linear regression first. So number 4 says linear regression AX plus B. Okay. So click on number 4, enter, until it gives you the equation. Okay. Now, here's what I want to see. On your paper, I want to see, you're going to write linear, and you're going to give me the equation for that. Okay. I also want to see what the correlation coefficient is, your R. Okay, like I said at the beginning of this video, if you're not seeing R equals or R squared equals, you've got to turn your diagnostics on. At some point they got turned off, so look at your calculator steps, it'll tell you how to do that. Okay, so my equation here would be 76.704 for my A. So 76.704x. And my B is positive 494.506. That's going to round up. So plus 494.906. I think that's right. Oh, 506. I'm sorry. Okay, so I want to see the equation. I want you to tell me what the correlation coefficient is. So here it's 0.998. Okay, so that's one part of the problem. Second part, we need to find the quadratic regression. Okay, so let's see. We're going to have one for quadratic. We're going to go through the same steps, except let's see, we'll press Stat, right arrow to Calc. Now this time we're going to hit number 5 for quadratic regression. Okay, press Enter until it gives you your equation. Okay, and we're going to write this down. Okay, so A is negative 0.008 x squared. B is 81.108 x, so plus 81.108 x. And my C is 164.83, that'll round up to 4. So 164.834. So that's my equation. I also have to put the correlation coefficient, and it says R squared is 0.997. Okay. Now, to tell like what the best fit is, you want the correlation coefficient that is the closest to 1 or -1. Okay. And the one that's closest to 1 is 0.998. So this model is actually linear. That's the best fit for this data. So you want to circle the one that best fits. So circle linear. Okay. And now look back at your problem. At the bottom of that paragraph, it says determine the velocity of Hydra, a galaxy located 776 megaparsecs from Earth. So it gives us the distance. We need to find the velocity. Okay, so look back at the table on your graph. Okay, it says distance is your x. Okay, so we're gonna plug in that 776 in for the x. Okay, and since we said that linear was the best fit, we're going to use our linear equation to do this. So let's see, 76.704x. Okay, and we're going to plug in 776 for that. Plus 494.506. Okay, so you're going to punch that in your calculator. I'll go ahead and tell you, well, I'll do it real quick. Let's see. So we have 76.704 times 776. Okay, plus 494.506. Okay, so you should get 60,016.81. And we're talking about velocity here. And our table says that's in kilometers per second. Okay, so that's how you're going to do the other 4 problems. It should go pretty quick. It's just a bunch of typing in the calculator, and that's about it. Just punch it in. I do want to mention one thing. If you're ever curious, like, what this data looks like, or you can kind of see what kind of shape this graph makes. If you look at your calculator steps that were handed out, let me find mine. Okay, it tells you on there how to see what these points in that table, what kind of graph it makes. So it's the very bottom step for linear and quadratic. I put it on both. Okay. So it says to view your scatter plot, press zoom. So let's go ahead and do that. Press zoom. And it says press number 9 next for zoom stat. So press 9. And it's going to show you these little dots are the points on your table. So you can kind of see that linear was actually the better fit than quadratic. So that's another way you can tell, like, if you're not quite sure on the correlation coefficient, your R. Like if you get a couple of correlation coefficients that are just too close to tell, like what if they're the same number, okay? You can go to your stat plot, go to zoom, press 9, and you can see kind of what shape you're looking at. So this one's better as a line. If it was quadratic, you would see kind of a curve going on, maybe like this. Okay, or it could be upside down where it comes down, but there's more of a curve for quadratics. All right, so you're gonna do the front only and then turn it in when the bell rings. All right, and have a good day.